Okay, here go the notes for operations on functions or functions, function operations. Right, we did worksheet 1, which was adding and subtracting. Now you're going to see multiplying and then dividing. Multiplying is going to be kind of easy. I'm going to go quick on this. I'll get pause it here so you can copy the title and stuff. Okay, and what is the function notation, right? The way they write this so that they try to make it confusing, but so that you can interpret it, right? It's going to look like this, right? But I'm going to write it on top here so you write it in your notes. We did adding and subtracting, so very similarly for multiplying, multiplying is going to be what? Well, parentheses F, and it's going to be just like a little dot. It's not an open circle. We're going to see that later, and that means something else, but it's just a dot. Dot is like multiplication. F dot G of X. What does that equal to? What does that mean when you see that? Well, that's equivalent to what? That means what? Well, the first one, F of X, multiplied to what? G of X. So you got to know what this means and interpret this. And again, we did the adding and subtracting, so that's going to be multiplying. And then obviously division or dividing over here. It's going to look like what? Well, dividing is going to be, it's going to look like this. F over G. It's going to be something over G of X. In delta math, they write it like this. In delta math, well, first let me finish this one. What does that mean? When you see F over G of X, well, that's F of X over, which is the way you want to set it up. The top function, F of X, divided or over the bottom function. You actually want to look at it like this, but in delta math, it looks like this. In delta math, they write it like this. They actually write it F divided by G. They actually use the division, this other division symbol. But it means what? The same thing. The first one divided by the second one. But on delta math, they'll write it like this. This means division. This means division. Okay, let's do these quickly. All right, so here's where you get to. Let's look at number 1 only. Here's where you get to pause it. Copy these real quick. When you're ready, push play. Okay, so find. This is the problem here. Find this. Well, this one is not in function notation. This is pretty straightforward, telling you what to do. G of t is what? Well, is 2t times f of t, which is 3t plus 5. Well, that one's easy. This is like distributive property, right? The 2t times the first one. So it's 2t times 3t. And then plus, because that's the operation here, plus. And then now the 2t times what? Times the 5. So you just got a simple one monomial that's going to be distributed to everything on this other one, right? That's distributive property. 2t times 3t, and then plus, and then 2t times 5. Okay, well, the answer here is going to be what? 2 times 3 is 6, and t times t is t squared, plus, and then 2 times 5 is 10, and there's only one t, so that just goes along for the ride. That is it. You cannot add these. These are different terms, right? This is t squared, this is t. Stays like that. Too easy on that first one. Very easy, just a monomial, but we're not going to see a bunch of easy ones. That was just to warm up, right? Okay, let's see the ones that are going to have the fancy notation. Again, here's where you pause it. Here's where you pause it, copy this second problem. Copy the second problem, and here's what it's asking you to do. Okay. All right, you paused it, you copied it. Okay, what does this mean? What does this h dot g of a mean? Well, that means what? This means the first one, which is h of a times, right? The dot is multiplication, times the second one, g of a. Oh, okay, multiply. Not add, not subtract, multiply. And then you just write the function here. What is the h of a? Well, that is 3a plus 5 times, and what's the second one over here? Right, this is h of a, times the g of a, which is this one, which is what? 2a plus 4. For these, and again, I'm putting the simple ones here, but later it'll be a 2x3 or a 3x3, and we'll practice those in the Padlet. But for the homework, I'm keeping it simple, a 2x2. I recommend you do the Punnett square. Punnett square. I know some of you are okay doing that distributive thing like that, right? This one times these two, but when you get to the a binomial times a trinomial, or a trinomial times a trinomial, right? When there's 3 terms times 3 terms, it can get kind of lengthy, so it's easier to do the Punnett square. Punnett square. Okay, and what's that Punnett square? Well, there's 2 terms and there's 2 terms, so I need 2 columns and I need 2 rows. It doesn't matter which one you put where, but I'm going to put the 3a plus 5 here. 3a and then plus 5. And then I'm going to put the other one over here. Again, it doesn't matter if you put it the other way around. You will still get the same answer. 2a and then plus 4. And pretty much here I can see you multiply the row with the column. 3 times 2, 6. A times a, 6a squared. And then the row is 2a and the column is 5. 2a times 5, well, 5 times 2 is 10, and there's only 1a. And then now we got the positive 4 times, which is this row, times this first column. 4 times 3 is 12 with 1a, so that's a positive 12a. And then we got a positive 4 times a positive 5, that's 20. Now we got all the pieces to the answer here, but this is not the answer. What do you have to do? Well, if you look at this, they're actually going to be already in descending order, but they're not lined up. See, I cannot add this with this, and I cannot add this with this. But if I put 6a squared, and then that's a plus 10a, and then this one, again, this one would not go under the a squared, but it would go under the 10. So this one you'd actually scoot it over so that it's under the correct term, right? So it's plus 12a and then plus 20. Okay, and honestly, these are the only 2 that have like terms, and these are the only 2 that add. The other 2 are still part of the answer, so you're going to get what? 6a squared, and that's going to be a plus 22a for this, and that's going to be a plus 20. That's your answer. Right? Yeah, the way it's lined up here, they're not actually lined up in the right order. Okay, that's number 1. That was number 2. All right, let's look at number 3. What about over here? Number 3, what is it? Okay, one more like this. How about we practice one more like this, a multiplication? Now it's going to have different exponents, so pause it, copy it. All right, hopefully you paused it and you copied it already. What about this? Find g dot h of x. Well, that means what? Well, that means g of x. The first one, g of x, times what? The second one, h of x. Okay, I understand that. G of x is what? Well, g of x is this top one, which is 3x plus 4. Put the parentheses, right, for multiplication. Times the h of x, which is the second one here. Make sure you copy them right. Don't forget anything. Okay, I got another one like this, and again, I'm going to use the Punnett square for the multiplication. Here it goes. So that's going to be what? Hey, did I copy everything right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use the Punnett square, so that means I need 2, and then I need 2. Okay, that's a 2 by 2. I need 2 rows. Actually, that's 2 columns, and this is 2 rows. So this will be, I'll put 3x, the first one here, and plus 4 here. The first term here, the second term here, and then now this one over here. The x squared, and then the plus 3x. Okay. It'll be nice if you can see it, huh? All right, let's do the work here. Numbers with numbers, variables with variables. 3 times 1, right? When it doesn't have a number, it's a 1. So that's 3x squared, and one more, that's x cubed. And then what? 4x squared, that's a positive. And then 3 times 3 is not 6. 3 times 3 is 9. And x is x squared, right, when you're multiplying. And then what's this? Plus 12x. 3 times 4 is 12 and x. Okay. And then again, like I said, there you cannot add these like this. See, this is x squared, x cubed. This is x squared. They're not lined up together. So your job is to line them up. Write the first one the way it looks. And then you got to know how much to scoot this one over. This 9x squared does not go under the x cubed, so you got to scoot it over all the way to under the x squared. So that's plus 9x squared and then plus 12x. And then now we can add the like terms. The other ones that don't have like terms, they just copy down, right? So this is going to drop to just 3x cubed. That's going to add to 13x squared. The 9 plus 4, 4 plus 9, 13, and it's x squared. The variable stays the same, and then plus 12x. Okay, we're doing easy ones. I'm not doing 2 by 3s or 3 by 3s. I'm leaving the easy ones on the assignment. Okay, now this last part for multiplication. Watch the second video on division. Division is going to be trickier, but let me finish this one here for multiplication. Multiplication. Last one, number 4 for multiplication. This one. Okay, pause it. Copy it down. Now it's when it has this number. Remember that? All right, hopefully you copied it, you paused it. Let's move on. How do I do that? What does that mean? Well, that means I got to do h of 6 times and then g of 6. I don't know what h of 6 is yet. I'm going to have to put the 6 here and figure it out. So I'm going to have to get this number, and then I'm going to multiply it, and then I'm going to do the same thing for g of 6. I'm going to put the 6 in here and get a value. So I have to get these two values, which I don't know yet, but when I get this number and then I get this number, I multiply them, right? Definitely. So side work over here. What is the side work that you're going to do over here? Well, I have to figure out h of 6 and I have to figure out g of 6. Let me do h of 6. For h of 6, here's the function of h. Here's h, so h of 6. Everywhere I see an n, I put a 6. h of 6 would be 3 times 6 minus 3, right? Everywhere there's an n, I change it to a 6. And h of 6 is going to be what? 18. 3 times 6, 18. Take away 3, that is... Got the answer for h of 6. h of 6 is 15. Let me go back and put it over here. That's this one here, right? 15 times something. Now I gotta find the value for g of 6. G of 6 is, what was the function of g? Oh, here it is. Here's the function of g. Right here. This one's the function of g. Everywhere I see a n, I put a 6, so that's g of 6 is equal to what? 2 times what? N, but that's going to be a 6. Don't forget that plus 1. Right? We're looking for g of 6, so I put a 6 here and I put a 6 here. Alright, so find that answer. Well, 2 times 6, 12. 12 plus 1. Everybody agree it's 13? Yeah. Okay, got my answer for g of 6. That's not the answer for the problem, right? No, that's that second piece that I need. Let me go back over here. G of 6 is what? 13. What is the answer for that? What is 15? I think it's 165. No, I'm wrong. It's 195. Use your calculators. It's 195. The answer is 195. Multiply 15 times 13. Put it in your calculator. And that is the answer. Final answer. Okay, done with this one. Done with multiplication. The next one is division. It's going to be easy here for the homework, but you'll see that on the Padlet I'm going to make it more challenging. So watch the second video for division.